And during the weekends, I used to like randomly sit for contests or solve data structure algorithm problems, different competitive programming contests, even for like 6 to 7 hours. So I've done that. And apart from that, I think one thing that helped was the daily life training sessions of different like companies, different unseen problem of different companies, online assessments. I think practicing those questions helped me strengthen my like concepts even more.
एक बात मैं कहना चाहूंगा गाइस कि अभिज्ञान इज फ्रॉम यूएसए सो इस टाइम जोन इज डिफरेंट सो आई यूज्ड टू टेक क्लासेस एट 8 पीएम तो भी वो हमेशा मैनेज करके क्लास आ जाते थे इवन आई वाज शॉक्ड हाउ वाज ही डूइंग दैट लाइक इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स वर गेटिंग एब्सेंट बट ही वाज नॉट गेटिंग एब्सेंट ओके सो ग्रेट जॉब अभिज्ञान
हेलो गाइस इट्स कुमार के एज अ डीएसए टीचर बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है अपने स्टूडेंट को ऑफ कैंपस फैंगैम टॉप प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनीज में जॉब ऑफर्स दिलवा पाना लाइक अमेजॉन गूगल माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एक्सेट्रा उससे भी ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट होता है कि आपका स्टूडेंट इंटरनेशनल ऑफर क्रैक कर पाए फ्रॉम अमेजॉन गूगल माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एंड टॉप प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनीज एंड मेरे स्टूडेंट अभिज्ञान आचार्य ने ये चीज़ कर दिखाई है सो आई एम वेरी वेरी हैप्पी फॉर इट ये वीडियो गाइस मैंने आप लोग के लिए बनाया है क्योंकि मैं चाहता हूं कि आपके डीएसए जर्नी के एंड में भी इस टाइप के बहुत अच्छे अच्छे रिजल्ट्स आए तो ये वीडियो को ध्यान से एंड तक देखना जो जो गाइडेंस आप सीखो जो जो एडवाइस और टिप्स आपको मिले जो आपके लिए गोल्ड एंड डायमंड लेवल की प्रीशियसनेस होल्ड करती है उनको आपको आपके बुक में लिखना है और उन चीज़ों को बहुत अच्छे से फॉलो करना है राम राम
So hello guys, I am very happy to share that our lovely student Abhigyan has cracked off-campus software engineering offer from Microsoft USA. His attendance in our day life DSA plus OA plus CP classes is over 95% and he has been very consistent in doing DSA and system design. तो गाइज आज इस पॉडकास्ट में हम डिटेल में समझने वाले हैं कि अभिज्ञान ने क्या स्ट्रेटेजीज फॉलो की थी एंड कैसे इन्होंने ऑनलाइन असेसमेंट एंड इंटरव्यूज क्रैक किए थे ऑफ माइक्रोसॉफ्ट यूएसए ताकि आप इस पॉडकास्ट से ये समझ पाओ कि अगर आपको भी प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड कंपनीज में रीच करना है इन इंडिया और यूएसए तो कैसे किया जा सकता है सो
एक सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज आपको याद रखनी है कि सिर्फ स्टैंडर्ड डीएसए शीट्स नहीं करनी आप 2020 में नहीं हो जब वो स्टैंडर्ड डीएसए शीट्स बनी थी अब 2026 एआई एरा चल रहा है तो कंपनीज मोर देन 60 to 80% नॉन स्टैंडर्ड डीएसए पूछती है अपने ऑनलाइन असेसमेंट में एंड इंटरव्यूज में फॉर सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग रोल्स तो नॉन स्टैंडर्ड डीएसए आपको बहुत बेहतरीन तरीके से करना है जैसे मेरे स्टूडेंट अभिज्ञान ने किया था ताकि आपका सिमिलर रिजल्ट आ सके Okay, now let's try to understand the off-campus strategy applied by our lovely student Abhigyan.
Sure. The main problem in the US market is not a lot of jobs are willing to sponsor international students at the current moment. So the main strategy should be like consistency over like sheer number of like companies that you're applying to. So consistently applying through different platforms, keeping a track of all the active applications that you're applying to. Bookmark a few of the favorite companies that you really want to get into, check their regular career pages regularly so that you can keep a tab of all your active applications. Being a little more proactive is the only solution to find a full-time job in the US market.
Okay. And Abhigyan, what should we do about our LinkedIn and resume? Like जो आपका LinkedIn resume है वो मैं इस वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में डालूंगा ताकि बच्चों को पता चले कि लिंक्डइन रेज्यूमे क्या कैसा होना चाहिए बट आपने लिंक्डइन रेज्यूमे में जनरली क्या किया था क्या आप इसके बारे में बता सकते हो
In LinkedIn and resume, I primarily followed what was taught by the course instructors, and I also got it reviewed from you as well.
Okay.
So I think completely following that structure, following that plan of posting actively, being a little more communicative with other fellow engineers who are already in the industry is the way to go. And following the resume structure that you teach in the course is absolutely invaluable in like actually getting the resume past the ATS.
Okay. And like DSA के बारे में एक small चीज पूछना चाहूंगा कि like let's say I am in USA and I want to get into Amazon, Google, Microsoft in USA. तो क्या सिर्फ वो स्टैंडर्ड डीएसए ब्लाइंड 75 नीट कोड 150 इनफ है कि आपको लगता है उससे ज्यादा थोड़ा करने की जरूरत है सच बता दीजिए अपना ओपिनियन
3-4 साल पहले तक standard DSA questions would have been sufficient, but right now in the current market, I think it's definitely not sufficient. You need to have a very good understanding of the basic fundamentals and the fundamental principles of how data structure and algorithm works mathematically.
Okay.
In order to crack these good companies.
Okay. Because in the OAs and interviews, they ask some non-standard questions also, right?
Okay. They will, and that is how they filter out most of the students there because of the sheer number of engineers graduating every year.
Okay.
Now let's understand the application process and the online assessment process for Microsoft.
Sure. So as far as I remember, I applied last year in 2025 itself around the month of May or June, and there was no response from Microsoft till the month of November. So I had to wait for a long time before I got any.
Okay. तो like आपने apply पहले ही कर लिया था, but इतने months से you were not okay. They did not respond. Okay. Then what happened, Abhigyan?
So in around November, I got the online assessment. Then I attempted the online assessment. Online assessment consisted of 2 data structure algorithm questions and 1 SQL and 1 Linux
Okay.
based.
So one question here, Abhigyan, कि आपको like जैसे ही mail आया था तो आपको immediately online assessment देना था or some time was given to you before giving online assessment?
No, I was given 7 days to prepare and take the online assessment, but because I was already enrolled in the course and I had a practice of daily solving new unseen problems because of the course curriculum, I actually took it the day I got the mail just for first of all basis.
Okay. तो आप बता सकते हो कि what was happening in the first question with you in greedy? आपने so how did you approach it? Was it easy for you or what was going on?
The first greedy question, I wouldn't say it was too difficult or it was too easy. It was on medium scale, but it was very similar to how greedy questions are structured in code forces. But the second question was a little tricky, honestly, because it involved like multi-dimensional tree dynamic programming problem category. So
like when you saw that second question, did you immediately know what to do or you were thinking for some time? For that second one, harder one?
Initially, I mean, when you read the question, I figured it out. It's a tree-based problem. So I tried a brute force approach. It passed few of the test cases, but didn't really pass all the 35 or 36 test cases that was there. So I had to like then dive deep and figure out where the time complexity bottleneck was coming and then optimize. And then I figured out, okay, I need to use a dynamic program approach.
Okay. So DP on all the subtrees, right?
Correct. But I was able to like using that technique, I was able to like get all the like test cases.
And how did you approach the SQL and Docker question again?
So because I have been working with SQL, because I'm like I was actually working as a software engineer, so I had fairly good understanding of SQL, and I've like daily I kept on practicing different like random questions on different. So
and what was the total duration of the online assessment? कितना time दिया गया था?
1.5 घंटे का था, so 1 hour 30 minutes.
Okay. So
30 minutes is tight for 4 questions.
Yeah. And like your result was full marks in all the questions, right?
Yeah.
So उसके कितने देर के बाद they told you that yeah, come for the interview?
So uske baad to it was Christmas break. So again, I had to wait for a month.
Okay.
But I got the first confirmation that I was invited to the HR screening round in January.
Okay. तो आपका first screening round was in January, right? And this time भी आपको पता ही होगा, you know, because earlier also they took so much time, so आपको पता ही होगा इस बार भी time ले सकते हैं, right? Yeah. Okay.
I was used to it by then.
Okay.
So now let's go through his Microsoft interview experience.
Well, I actually was interviewing for the Xbox advertising team because I had an internship in this ads domain. They wanted to check if I actually have the industry knowledge to work with this particular team.
Okay. So, like, how did your interview go of the technical screening?
For the technical screening, I was asked more about the business orientation, how things work in the industry, how I generally work in the engineering industry. And then I was given a problem on like prefix, suffix, and hashing. Sort of just to test out my coding skills.
Okay. So after this set of interview rounds were done, when did the next interview happen? On the same day or you were given some days to prepare?
No, I actually got the confirmation that they were moving me to the technical rounds after a week. So I had a week's time to like sort of like prepare myself.
Okay. And again, what happened in the next round? Can you explain?
So in the next round, the next round was a data structure algorithms round, purely coding focus.
Okay.
So they first gave me a standard greedy problem, but the main twist was after I wrote out the solution, they wanted to like see my understanding of the greedy intuition, how if I actually understand where the greedy formula and the greedy logic is coming from, because not a lot of candidates are aware of this technique. That's called the exchange argument lemma. So, but because I had like in-depth knowledge of this argument lemma and I knew how to prove it mathematically, so I was able to do it.
Okay, so the first question they asked you the standard DSA question of greedy, but after solving it, they wanted to know the why and how of the question. Why are you applying this greedy algorithm only, and you proved it via exchange argument lemma, right?
Correct. And that was not the end of the interview. I was then, the interviewer again twisted this question into a very non-standard. So first of all, it took me some time to actually understand and comprehend what the interviewer was expecting.
Okay, so they asked you a follow-up question on that previous question, right?
Yes, exactly.
Then it became a non-standard hard question for you. Did not see that question before, right?
Yeah.
And then how did you deal with it, Abhigyan?
So first of all, I was trying to gather all my thoughts and all the proofs that I had done previously in the previous question. So then while I was actually understanding the requirements of the question, I figured out that the question had shifted from a greedy statement to a multidimensional dynamic programming. So I had to like write out all the edge cases, all the transition functions, and then I was able to solve it.
Okay. And after the DSA round, the next round was based on system design, right?
Yes, the next round was a system design.
So can you explain what was happening in that round?
Sure. The system design question was something that we all kind of prepared, but the main twist is that the scale was on the scale of Microsoft, so around 400 million users, and once that daily active users, that sheer volume of users come into the picture, the entire scale and how we are designing the entire architecture changes. So that was the main basic question.
Okay. And how did you deal with it in the interview?
So first of all, I had to like completely get a bigger picture understanding of what were the fundamental functional requirements and what were the non-functional requirements. Based on those data points that I had to design the scale of the system architecture, and then design rollback strategies, how we would be designing the system in a multi-region setting. So that was my approach in solving the question.
And after all the interviews were done, were you confident that they are going to select you, and how much time did they take to tell you that you have been selected?
Well, I kind of felt my interviews went pretty well because I was actually pretty well prepared. So, but you can never be 100% confident, right? There can be someone better than you as well. But I got the confirmation after around a week or so. I got the confirmation that I got it the job.
Okay.
Let's discuss the DSA journey of Abhigyan and let's take some special tips from him. Ram.
Particularly for DSA journey, I think mera yahi hai ki I actually fell in love with problem solving. So I regularly like sit for random like contests on Code Forces or at Coder or LeetCode, and because I was also working in the industry at a different startup, I joined your course because I was not able to like manage my time properly with different the number of questions that I wanted to solve. So I think that solving that volume of questions helped me keep myself always prepared, that if I even get an interview at any instant, I should be able to solve it, any unseen question.
Okay.
And during the weekends, I used to like randomly sit for contests or solve data structure algorithm problems, different competitive programming contests, even for like 6 to 7 hours. So I've done that. And apart from that, I think one thing that helped was the daily life training sessions of different like companies, different unseen problem of different companies, online assessments. I think practicing those questions helped me strengthen my like concepts even more.
एक बात मैं कहना चाहूंगा guys कि Abhigyan is from USA, so his time zone is different. So I used to take classes at 8 p.m. तो भी वो हमेशा manage करके class आ जाते थे. Even I was shocked how was he doing that. Like Indian students were getting absent, but he was not getting absent. Okay, so great job, Abhigyan. Abhigyan, the last question is that how to manage time as a working professional, because people generally have this question that I'm a working professional and I'm very busy in my job, so I don't get any time to prepare for DSA system design. So how are you managing all your time, Abhigyan, as a working
Well,
professional?
as a working professional, I think as a software engineer, one should be in love with problem solving. So um, even if it takes 10 hours, 12 hours, it doesn't really matter. I would still set up some time aside for my own skill set development. That is like like building different problem sets, solving different problem sets, different projects. So I would always keep that time aside as a personal skill development. So, and I also enjoyed the process of the joy of like solving new unseen problems. So I kind of was able to manage that.
Okay, okay. Because you were actually very interested and passionate about it, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. And Abhigyan, do you want to give your final, one or two tips for the, students who are doing masters in USA and are trying to search jobs? So, what will be your final 2 and 3 tips of advice for them?
Uh, I think the final pieces of advice would be: do not lose hope.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
Keep yourself motivated. Understand the market. Keep applying, but do not stop solving new problems as such. Keep yourself always ready. If you get one chance to interview, at least you should be able to like ace that interview. So I think these are the final tips that I would give
Okay.
to any of my juniors
Okay.
as well.
Okay, Abhigyan, it was very nice talking to you. Hopefully, this podcast will be useful to many people, and many people who are in the program, will be following the same footsteps as you. So, thank you, Abhigyan. Thank you for joining.
Thanks.